Hi friends, welcome back to our tutorials. In today's episode, we are going to cover about PL SQL top interview question and answers. You can ask me your doubts and queries in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you for free. Before we get started, I request you to kindly subscribe to my channel to keep supporting and encouraging me. Let's get started with top interview question and answers on PL SQL. So what is PL SQL? PL SQL stands for Procedure Language Extension of Stored Query Language, Structured Query Language, which is SQL. It's a structured language having logical blocks, which is made up of three subparts: declarative part, executable, and exception handling. PL SQL is integrated with Oracle, and the functionalities of PL SQL extend after each release of Oracle database. It includes procedural language elements like conditions, loops, etc. It also helps the users to develop more complex database applications using control structures, procedures, modules, etc. PL SQL is not limited by any case sensitive letters, so you are free to use lowercase, upper letters, or any case. What is the difference between PL SQL and SQL? PL SQL is Oracle's procedure language, SQL, which allows you to write full programs to execute options like insert, select, updates, delete. SQL is a query language that allows you to execute a single insert, delete, or update uh, statements. Tell me more about differences between PL SQL. So here are some more differences that you can talk about. So SQL is a data-oriented language which is very useful for interactive processing. PL SQL is a procedural language to create applications. It's an extension of Oracle. SQL doesn't have to have a procedural capabilities like conditional testing, looping, etc. PL SQL offers full support for conditional, procedural operators, loopings, variables, constants, etc. SQL is executed by the database one statement at a time, whereas PL SQL is a less time consuming compared to SQL. State few characteristics of PL SQL. Some of the characteristics of PL SQL are: PL SQL is completely portable as code can be executed on any operating system. It offers extensive error checking. It has built-in support for programming like procedures, functions, variables, etc. It also allows free access and sharing of same subprograms by multiple applications. Can you list down some of the data types that are used in PL SQL? So some of the data types that are used are char, varchar2, boolean, date, long, large objects, blob, etc. Explain the purpose of percent type and percent row type. So percent type lets you declare a constant, variable, collection, element which are previously declared, or variable column. It is an attribute which is used for anchoring. For example, the variable m underscore emp number has same data type as the column emp number in table employee. Whereas percent row type attribute lets you declare a record that represents a row in the table. So for example, when you say dept underscore record department percent row type, this declares a record that can store an entire row for department table. This is a very important question. Make sure you have understand the difference between percent type and percent row type. What are PL SQL packages? Now PL SQL packages are schema objects that groups logically related functions, stored procedures, cursors, variables at one place. The package is compiled and stored in a database, and its contents can be shared. Packages have two parts: specifications and body. What are PL SQL cursors? PL SQL controls the context area through cursors. PL SQL requires cursors to retrieve and process more than one row. A cursor is a pointer to the area of the memory containing PL SQL statements. PL SQL is a mechanism under which multiple rows are selected from the database. Then each row selected is individually processed inside PL SQL programs. Now, can you explain some of the cursor types? So there are two types of cursors, explicit and implicit. Explicit has syntaxes like select and then where clause, fetch, etc. Whereas implicit has insert, update, delete, select. So these are the two types of cursors that are maintained. So why triggers are used? Triggers are used to define an action when database related events are performed. It is used for preventing invalid transactions, enforcing complex business rules. So triggers means activating an action. What is the difference between execution of triggers and stored procedures? So this is an important question, friends. So make sure you understand this well. Stored procedure takes place explicitly when call statements are issued from one block to another, whereas a trigger is implicitly executed whenever an activating events like the occurrence of DML statements happen. Can you tell me some of the differences between triggers and constraints? So there are several differences which are listed here. You can read through that. So a trigger affects only those rows which is added after it is enabled. Constraints affects all the rows, that is the ones that are executed before and the ones that were newly added. So that's the important difference. All right, that brings us to the end of PL SQL interview question and answers part 1. I hope you're liking the series, and if you have any doubts, drop them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you for free. Before you leave, I request you to kindly subscribe to my channel to keep supporting and encouraging me. Thank you so much. See you on the next part.